Hello and welcome to another edition of EastCast for December 11th, 1991. As winter vacation grows nearer, I'm Jeff Pollock with Adam Litwin and sports anchor Andy DeChristopher. Tonight, we'll again bring you all the news that really matters about Cherry Hill East. East juniors are taking the high school proficiency tests this week. Tomorrow will be the final day of testing for the 11th graders. The test is a basic state examination to evaluate that students are progressing at their grade level. Yesterday and today, 9th, 10th, and 12th grade students reported to school at 9:40 a.m. after the completion of the test. Tomorrow, homeroom will begin at 10 o'clock a.m. Of course, classes have been running on shortened periods. 11th graders' progress is being measured while the rest of these students get some extra sleep this week. This year's annual fall blood drive culminated on Friday, and it was quite a success, even though East failed to set its goal of 215 pints. The chairpeople wish to thank all of those that gave, and they hope that even more people will donate in the spring drive. The chairpeople would also like to thank all of the local businesses that donated gifts for the donors.
The first general membership meeting of East's largest club, Students Against Drunk Driving, took place on Monday. The members were informed by the officers of the different activities that SAD is currently planning. Afterwards, there was a discussion about the idea of a club for combating drinking rather than a club to prevent drinking and driving. Members were also informed of a very special activity that SAD is planning for December 19th. However, the details of this cannot be told at this time. They'll be kept secret until the day they happen, but I can assure you it will be entertaining and even a bit unnerving. Mrs. Graham's three-dimensional art class has been displaying miniatures in the showcase at Communications. Apurva Dixit spoke with Ann Lim, a student of Mrs. Graham's, earlier this week about this special type of art.
What exactly is 3D art?
3D art is a course where we work on three-dimensional projects such as papier-mâché, origami, and string art. We'll be working on pieces of wood, water-based clay, as well as Paris-graph, which is plaster of Paris.
Interesting. What is the reason for the display in the showcase?
Each student is represented in each of the showcase, and they just want to share their work with us.
I see. What are the miniatures made out of?
They're made of a certain clay called Sculpty 3, and it's something like plasticine, and it's a kind of modeling clay.
How long was the display up?
It's been up for like 3 weeks.
I see. And how do you feel about the project?
I think it's really good because Mrs. Graham let us do whatever we want to do, and it really reflects on our personality and what we create.
We have some examples in front of us. Could you tell us about them?
This are like miniatures, comic characters, and they just like, you put them together with the different colors that really with it like played out. And then some people did miniatures, like the comic, and some people did flowers, and they put pins in the back of them to make them into jewelry. Some people made beads and thread them to make a necklace, and some of the people just did like a fruit or a vegetable.
These have been very interesting pieces, and we'd like to thank Mrs. Graham and Ann Lim for their help for this. And this has been Apurva Dixit on 3D Art.
East's fall show, Tartuffe, opened last Thursday and ran all weekend. Though not financially, the show was a great success for both the cast and the crew. The actors worked especially hard since they didn't only have to memorize 2 hours of script, but they had to learn how to speak an iambic pentameter. It was also a great educational activity for all those who participated. Dr. Rollin, head of the Foreign Language Department, dealt with the cast on French pronunciation and vocabulary, and the play's costuming was spectacular. The audience still can't believe that Mr. Nation, the thespian advisor, played Louis XIV. As impressive as this sounds, the set is what really left the audience in awe. Now, here's Jason Lynch to give you a wrap-up on Cherry Hill East's fall show.
They're in the process of striking the stage, or taking it down, as the word for strike is. And it's going down pretty fast. Well, the show is very successful, and, well, why don't you take a look at some footage of it for yourself? And Tartuffe in its entirety will be seen very soon on Cable 18. And now, news for the spring musical, Fiddler on the Roof. And workshops for that are coming soon. In fact, dance and vocal workshops for that for high school students are Friday. Elementary school students are next week. And also acting workshops for males and females are next week. So for your final Tartuffe update, this has been Jason Lynch for EastCast.
As Tartuffe has now drifted out of the East Theater limelight, the Thespian Society has announced the name of the spring musical. It's one of the most successful musicals of all time, and it's sure to be a smash hit. That's right, the classic Fiddler on the Roof is returning to East. Last performed at East in 1979, the timeless story of the Jewish dairyman Tevye and his daughters will be at East despite various roadblocks. The Fiddler Company is planning a national winter tour following its successful Broadway revival, but somehow Mr. Nation obtained rights on the East stage. Nation, once again the director, plans on casting over 100 people, including elementary children. The casting of children in Oliver and Peter Pan was so successful that Nation will bank on that success. There'll be many parts to be had, so be sure to listen for upcoming announcements. Auditions are tentatively scheduled for January. One interesting note, Mary Beth Quinlan, who was the lead dancer in East Fiddler production in 1979, will choreograph the 1992 production. Continuing a tradition, East will showcase its fine musical talent in 2 winter concerts in the next 2 weeks. Tomorrow, the orchestra and the choral groups will perform in their annual concert. Groups performing include the famous Bells of East and the Magical Singers. Both groups will look a little different tomorrow night. They both have new outfits. The Bells will wear new green dresses, and the Madrigals will sport their new costumes designed by the Madrigals themselves. They're fashioned after authentic Renaissance styles and colors. The Madrigals will chant several arrangements tomorrow night. They include Fair Phyllis and El Grillo. The Bells will perform various melodies, including Whistling in the Dark and I Believe. The Chansons will sing some songs at the concert, such as The Sleigh, and finally, the East Singers will sing several selections, including Every Time I Feel the Spirit. Also, the East Band will play in its annual holiday concert on next Tuesday, the 17th. So, all of East's musical talent will be showcased in the East Auditorium in the next 2 weeks. The choral groups and the orchestra tomorrow night at 7:30, and the band on Tuesday at 7:30. Admission is free for both concerts. And now over to Andy DeChristopher with sports.
There's not much happening this week in East sports as all of the fall athletics are completed and the winter athletes still await the start of their regular season. The boys swimming team, however, did get their season underway with a 106-79 victory over Eastern. Many of these competitors contributed in a strong team performance. The girls swimming team also got off to a winning start with a convincing victory over Morristown. In other sports news, many of East fall athletes received postseason honors for standout performances this season. Senior quarterback Kevin Foley and senior tight end Chris Dwyer were named to the All-South Jersey first team for football, and senior offensive lineman Steve Silverian was named to the third team by the Courier Post. Also receiving recognition for his standout performance in soccer was senior Steve Young, who was named to All-South Jersey first team in soccer by the Philadelphia Inquirer. That's all for sports this week. Now back to Jeff.
The annual FOP holiday party will take place at the Cherry Hill Hyatt on Monday, December 16th. FOP is always the most successful extracurricular activity at East. Approximately 400 students originally signed up to be on the party committee, but at most 200 will be chosen to attend and assist with the party. Students will spend most of the night of Sunday the 15th decorating and readying the Hyatt's many ballrooms for the event for the mentally retarded. No time has been set. All students have been working hard and putting in many extra hours after school to help the party be another success. FOP workshops meet most days after school and at night. Again, the FOP holiday party will take place at the Hyatt on December 16th, another sign of the fast-approaching holidays. And now, here's our weekly feature on 10 years ago at East.
The holiday season is upon us. East juniors are helping to spread the spirit with their annual candy cane sale. People are buying them for their friends, family, and teachers. Don't forget this change to sweeten up your day. And now, here's Andrea Gross interviewing Robin Azar, the class treasurer, about this sale.
Thank you, Alan. What is the purpose of the candy cane sales?
The purpose of the sale is twofold. Its primary function is to raise money for the junior class treasury. This in turn will help defray the costs of such things as the junior prom, the class trip, and other functions. The exchange of candy canes with the student's own message also serves to promote friendship and good feelings throughout the school. It helps to foster a holiday spirit at Cherry Hill East.
Well, that's EastCast for Wednesday, December 11th, 1991. For my co-anchor Adam Little and student operator Tracy Denton, cameraman and editor Mr. Gordon Hampson, and our faculty advisor Miss Peggy Beck, this has been Jeff Pollock. We leave you tonight with Ophelia, who's celebrating the end of Hanukkah last weekend. Good night, Ophelia.
Whoa!
Good evening and welcome to the West Report. I'm Erica Collins.
And I'm Heidi Bank. This year's three-act play, The House of Blue Leaves, was performed at West Theater this past Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Written by John Guar and directed by Mr. Joe Gelora, The House of Blue Leaves is a bizarre, thought-provoking comedy centering around struggling musician Artie Shaughnessy, who is having an affair with his neighbor, Bunny Flingus. In order to marry Bunny, Artie plans to send his mentally ill wife, Bananas, to an asylum. In the meantime, their son Ronnie returns to New York after deserting the army and plots to blow up the Pope, who is visiting New York City. Excellent performances in these demanding roles were turned in by senior Ron DeFeo, who last was seen in West Children's show Snow White earlier this year. Veteran actress senior Cecilia Beyer played Bunny, and senior Sarah Duvall was Bananas. Sarah played Val in last year's musical A Chorus Line. Senior Mark Zavellos had the role of Ronnie. The performances of Karen Weinberg, Rich McMullen, Katie Eld, Brandy Jericho, Jamie Miller, Chris Olstead, and Chuck Pruna solidly supported the lead actors. Recognition should also go to the Theater Workshop and all of the hard-working crews involved in creating the eerie atmosphere needed for this play. Overall, the effort and dedication of all those involved were apparent in the final performances as audiences were moved by the show.
Earlier, we took a glimpse at Mrs. Walsh's 8th period English class, where students were encouraged to attend the play and to discuss it in class as part of an ongoing Writing a Lab assignment to create a one-act play for themselves. Let's see.
Before we start our seminar discussion, I'd like to get a few reactions of what people thought of the play.
Well, I thought it was a very well directed play, and it had a very humorous dialogue with underlying very intense moments, and all the characters, while they had very humorous things to say, had really intense feelings.
Well, I thought the play was very good, and the highlights, I guess, were the chase scene because it was really funny, and also the end scene when Artie strangled Bananas.
Well, I really enjoyed the show. I think Mr. G cast it really well, and the acting was really well done, and the sets, I think, were really superb. The set designer, I think, was Tom Eslow, and I think he did a very good job putting the set together, because it was a one-act, and I guess it's three-act, I'm sorry, and it was hard because it only had to be one set, but I think they did a real good job.
Was there any value in seeing this play and writing your writing lab?
Yes, because I thought it was an excellent example of a play where you have one little literal level, which kind of confused me, but yet you have an extremely important symbolic level, which said something much more profound.
I felt the play gave me good insight on how to use the characters in my own play, and also showed me how to use dialogue.
Well, I realized that a play can be much better when it goes beyond the surface and when it has symbolism and meaning behind names and things like that. It makes it more interesting, so I'll keep that in mind when I write my own play.
On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week, 11th grade students are taking the High School Proficiency Test, or the HSPT 11. Earlier, we spoke with Dr. Obriza, the 9th and 11th grade assistant principal, on the purpose of students taking the HSPTs twice in their high school career.
Hello, I'm Erica Collins speaking to Dr. Obriza, an assistant principal here at Cherry Hill West, about HSPTs.
Dr. Briza, can you explain exactly what HSPTs are?
Yes, Erica. The HSPT is the high school proficiency test, which is at this time being given to students in grade 11 on a trial basis. And it tests their ability in reading, mathematics, and writing.
Okay, and how is it exactly graded?
Well, essentially, the objective parts of the exam are graded by the state of New Jersey through a contractor. And the writing part is sent, again, to a contractor who does nothing but grade the writing portion of exams like this.
And what are the consequences if a student doesn't do well?
Well, in this particular exam, there is no substantial consequence. The exam itself, we are trying and experimenting with questions and with the examination for 3 years. Prior to the examination counting, it will currently count for all of those who've entered West in the 9th grade. By the time they reach the 11th grade, this exam will count. We're dealing with 3 years of experimentation and test development.
Okay, what do you think about the apathy of students who are taking the test?
Well, certainly it is troubling and troublesome. What we have found is that most students take the directive of the Commissioner of Education and are now taking the exam in a timely way as he's requested. The Department of Education needs information from those students tested in order to develop an exam which indeed will be substantial. It's unfortunate that some chose not to see this as a serious matter, but by and large, we anticipate that students will take the examination in a serious way and contribute essentially what the commissioner has asked for, and that is their cooperation and their effort to developing the test.
Okay, how does it differ from the HSPT 9?
All right, the 9th grade HSPT is not as ambitious an examination. Clearly, we expect more of students in the 11th grade in reading, mathematics, and in writing. And in a sense, you can expect this exam to be quite rigorous in its expectations.
Okay, thank you very much.
This week is Human Rights Week, and Amnesty International is helping to commemorate it at West in a number of ways. Decorating the hallways are posters depicting different articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, a document written by the United Nations in 1948 stating basic rights of all people all over the world. During 1st and 8th periods yesterday, which was Human Rights Day, history classes were given the opportunity to attend the dedication of a new mural in our cafeteria. The wall-size mural was painted by 1991 West graduate Sam Rhee and depicts politically mistreated people from all over the world. In addition, during all lunch periods, students are able to sign a petition for the release of prisoners of conscience.
On October 19th, 800 of the top math and science students in the Delaware Valley traveled to St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia to compete in the Science Talent Search sponsored jointly by local universities and industries. When all the smoke cleared, only 45 students remained, and an incredible 4 of them were from West. For the second straight year, West has dominated this competition with more finalists than any other school. Our heartiest congratulations to Vicki Young, Dan Robinowitz, and Sean McFarland for their achievements in the physics and mathematics categories, and to Irene Ganichowski for her placement in the physics and chemistry category. These seniors earned cash, public recognition, and the possibility of college scholarships valued up to $8,000. Hooray for the science and math departments. Congratulations to these outstanding young students, and special thanks to West's physics teacher, Mr. Chatterjee.
And now, here's Dave Marica with the sports. Dave?
In sports, congratulations to West cross-country runner Kyle Young, who was named to the All-South Jersey team. Kyle is a senior who is also a great wrestler. Speaking of wrestling, the wrestling team under Coach Kohlhaas has begun practicing for its upcoming season to begin in December. The boys' swim team will begin its season this week against a very strong West Deptford team, a strong Kingsway team, and Camden Catholic. The team, while optimistic about the season, says this season will be a rebuilding season for the future. The girls' swim team will also step into action against Holy Cross this week. The team is hoping to go 500 or better and qualify for the state tournament, but it should be a rebuilding season for them also. The boys varsity basketball team, under coach Mr. Murray, has begun practicing and scrimmaging for its upcoming season to start in late December. The team will be led by seniors Walt Clymer, Ricky Spell, and Greg Murray, and by junior Patrick Boyce. Moving on to girls basketball, the team has also begun practicing and scrimmaging for its upcoming season. The team had a scrimmage last Friday and was thought to look well. This year's team, which should be strong, is led by juniors Joanna Elias, Chrissy Zepnicki, and Janaea Butler. Its season will begin in late December also. Well, that's all the sports. Now back to the West Report.
Aspects, West's award-winning art and literary magazine, has once again lived up to its reputation. It has been awarded Most Overall Outstanding Magazine of 1991 by the American Scholastic Press Association. Specifically, it was complimented on the quality of its work, its awareness of current issues such as the Gulf War, its varied literary styles, its excellent artwork, photography, and cover design, and its overall layout and design. Congratulations to advisors Dr. Lyons and Ms. Beer and its talented staff.
Thank you for watching the West Report. Please tune in next week at the same time.
Good evening. I'm Rachel Pasteloff, and I'm Aisha Payton, and this is Carusi News. The top week story, once again, Jeff Stassen has come to Carusi to speak to students about the issue of substance abuse. The 7th graders heard Jeff's powerful message during the assembly on Monday morning, and Jeff comes back tomorrow morning to give the same message to the 8th graders. That message, love your parents, not drugs. We thank Jeff for coming to Carusi. Last Monday, after school, the rock group XL made a return appearance to Carusi after their enrichment concert on Friday. Let's take a look. The group's music was great, and they also pushed a positive message. The concert was stopped, and the drummer made an anti-suicide message. Many thanks to the administration for the concert. On Friday, December 13th, Student Council will hold its annual holiday social. The decorating committee has been hard at work in classrooms and in hallways, working on the decorations that will transform the Carusi Gymnasium into a winter wonderland. We appreciate everyone's hard work in getting the dance together. The dance will be held Friday night from 7:30 until 10. Admission is $3 and you must have your ID card. Since this is a holiday social, dressy attire is appropriate. Formal wear like gowns and tuxedos are discouraged. So are sneakers and jeans. Hope to see you there on Friday night. But dances aren't the only thing that occupies the time of our busy student council. Let's get a close-up and personal with the four officers of our student council. We get the story tonight from Carusi News correspondent Dave Feinstein.
John Rosen, what changes do you think you're going to make in the school this year?
We're just going to try to open the courtyard.
Dean Rosenberg, do you feel that being a part of the student council is fun?
Yes, I think the experience on student council will carry you through, and it'll benefit the rest of your life. And working with Mr. Lee is an experience.
A joy.
Thank you.
Eric Bryan, what's it like being the president of the school?
Well, you go to meetings, and you're in charge of meetings, and that's it.
Brian, what do you do being secretary?
Well, at the meetings, I take notes, and that's like basically a very important job. And we're all part of the decorating committee, and Eric is president of every committee. He's this is a pleasure for him, I'm sure. He's automatically part of every student council activity. And I am honored. And overall, I think we all love it. It's great working with Mr. Lee, and it's one heck of an experience.
That's it for the Student Council story. This is Dave Feinstein, Carusi News.
More Carusi News now. Here's our roving correspondent, Julius Cavalli. Julius?
Here's some other points of interest in this week's Carusi News. Geography B finals will be held this Friday morning at 8:30 in room A2. Competitors are to report promptly to A2 first thing Friday morning. Good luck to everyone. Attention 8th graders. The Carusi class of 92 will have its annual group picture taken January 30th. This picture will cost $14. Look for more details in homeroom. And look ahead to January 8th. Carusi music students will showcase their ability in the annual winter concert to be held at the gymnasium at West High School at 7:30 p.m. The band is working towards a big night. Let's have a listen. See you on the 8th. Joyce Cavalli, Carusi News.
Thank you, Julius. Before February 4th, 1992, Carusi Junior School has a chance to receive free IBM computers from Acme Market. All you have to do is bring in your blue Acme receipts from dated 9/1/91 through 2/4/92. You also can bring in Campbell's labels and Acme brand food labels, but remember to bring them in before February 4th, 1992. Carusi students have again shown how much they care. This week, students have been dropping off non-perishable food items in the school's front lobby. The food has been picked up and is now being distributed by the South Jersey Food Bank and the United Way of Camden County. Many thanks to everyone who bought food for the food drive. It's time now for one of Carusi's favorite features. Here's our Carusi News correspondent, Alicia Mickle.
Ooh, baby, it's time for Ooh, Baby, Baby. 2 weeks ago, we showed you this picture of a little sweetheart who grew up to become an esteemed member of the Carusi staff. Who is it? Let's find out right now as we turn to Carusi News correspondent Dan Rosenberg.
Dan Rosenberg reporting for Ooh Baby Baby with Mr. Klein.
There you go.
Okay. All right. How old were you in this picture?
I think I was approximately one, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I do. I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers. I'm the eldest of 8.
Really?
In fact, my youngest, I'm 20 years older than my youngest brother.
Wow. Okay. What were you like as a kid?
I always loved sports. I would probably stay out from morning till night, whatever sport was in season.
Really? Cool. All right. Where did you grow up?
Collingswood. It was a nice small town. You could walk to everything.
All right. What school did you go to?
I went to public school till about the 4th grade, and Catholic school from then. From 4th to 8th in Collingswood, and then Camden Catholic after that.
Overall, did you like your childhood?
Oh yeah, you learn to share. You don't know what you don't have until you until you get old. But we enjoyed it. We had a ball. You always had a team, no matter what you're doing.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Mr. Klein, for sharing this with us.
Anytime.
This is Dan Rosenberg reporting for Ooh Baby Baby with our baby of the week, Mr. Klein.
That's all for this week. See you babies later. This is Alicia Mickle for Carusi News.
Thank you, Alicia. Now it's time for sports with our Carusi News correspondent, Jared Levy.
Here we are again with another long winter sports season. We are looking forward to our program of wrestling, boys and girls basketball, and cheerleading. These groups can be seen beginning with a wrestling scrimmage at Beck on Thursday, December 12th at 3:30 p.m. This will be followed by a wrestling scrimmage with Audubon, and Haddon Heights at Carusi on December 14th at 10 a.m. Good luck to everyone on the team. Here's the girls' 8th grade basketball team for 1991 and 1992. Meredith Ward, the center, Keisha Hicklin, the forward, Melanie Rose, the forward, Ivory Rhodes, a guard, Dawn McCargo, another guard, Kim Spalback Higgins, center, Bridget Palmer, forward, Amy Jones, the center, Lauren Peschel, forward, Danielle Suchi, guard, Lauren Quattrone, guard, Moshimi Majumdar, guard. Good luck to the girls' 8th grade basketball team. I'm Jared Levy, Carusi News.
Many thanks to our staff this week: Jessica Franklin, Brian Carroll, Melanie Rose, Lauren Quattroom, Brandon Klarman, Luis Carasquillo, Kevin Krutzoff, Jamie Green, Heather McMoneys, John Cohen, and BJ and Gordon. This is Aisha Payton. And I'm Rachel Pasteloff. This is Carusi News. We're out of here like last year. Peace.
Good evening, and welcome to this week's edition of the Beck School Report. I'm Liz Elsis, and tonight I will anchor this program. While Beck School students were treated to half days last week, parents attended conferences with the Beck School staff. Tony Zappizzotti is ready with his report on the Beck Book Fair.
All last week, the Beck PTSA conducted a book fair. Most who attended felt that the fair was Beck's best ever. The selection of books, novelties, and gifts appealed to all those who attended. Titles ranged from Stephen King to sports. Special thanks to all those who volunteered their time to make the Beck Book Fair a huge success.
Deckis, President Beck PTSA, and this is my very handy and hardworking First Vice President Pat Sandro. And we wanted to take a few minutes and thank all of you who worked on the book fair for the help that you gave us. I'd also like to thank all the parents who were very supportive this week and made our book fair probably one of the most successful we've had in a very long time. And that's all due to you. Thanks very much.
I'd also like to thank Roz Shoemaker, too, for her hand. She was very helpful to us.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to do it without her.
Craig Catanoso is ready with his interview with the boys basketball coach, Mr. Winfield. We now go to Craig's report.
Hello, I'm Craig Catanoso, and today I'm here with the basketball coach, Mr. Winfield. How you doing, Mr. Winfield?
How you doing, Craig?
All right, do you think that this year's 7th grade team will accomplish what last year's team did?
Well, it's pretty difficult to better perfection. Last year's team went undefeated. It'd be a little unfair to compare last year's team to this year's team as far as record goes. But we have some good kids. We have good kids at guards, V. Parikh and Brian Shaw, very good players. I have a big boy in the middle, Jim Lessie. And my two guards, my two forwards, I have, let's see who I have, Jeff Cedar, who might be the best athlete on the team. He's an excellent player. And JoJo Mondal, I have him, he's very good. And I have some good, some good reserves. Doug Baskis and Ian Simon are very good guards. My other center, Craig Onjemi, is very good. And I have Ricky Lazar and Ron Guri. And who's my other boy? But it's a very good team. It should be a very good team. But to compare them to last year's team could be a little difficult.
Will your strategy be the same or different from this year and last year's teams?
Well, it will probably be a little different in as much as last year's team was based mostly on height. This year's team could be mostly on speed. So I might vary up as far as defenses are concerned. But basically, it would be the same.
Do you see a big difference between the sizes and height from last year and this year's team?
Yes, I do. I believe the strength of last year's team was a height. The strength of this year's team is speed and shooting. So it will be a little different as far as that. We have one big boy, Jim Lessie, who should get me a lot of rebounds and make a lot of layups. But basically, our height is not as big as it was last year's.
Okay. And last of all, do you have any suggestions for Mr. Schubik, who's now coaching your undefeated team this year?
Yes. Well, Mr. Schubik is an excellent, excellent coach. I'm sure he'll get the best out of these boys. I really expect a lot from this year's 8th grade team. And with Mr. Schubik coaching, I'm sure they'll do very well.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Craig.
This has been Craig Catanoso reporting for the Beck News. Thank you.
Finally, the Beck Hockey League began its 17th season on November 15th. As we sign off this evening, we leave you with these images of Beck's Showcase intramural program.